6 figure. It's what everyone wants these days. Or at least I do. Now, I'm almost 21 and that's just way too old to be a brokey. So I want to start a business from my MacBook to reach that 6 figures level. But I wasn't sure where to start, so I asked my best friend Bob what I should do. Yeah, he didn't know either, but from what I gathered from 30 seconds of research, the best way to do this is through a service-based agency. I think. I have 103 days to my birthday to achieve my objective. I have a master scheme. Really, it's just a 3-step process. First, I have to do the initial startup. That's all the boring, tedious, lame stuff though, so I'm really not looking forward to this. I'm gonna get to work now. At this time, I was making a Chipotle bowl and chips a month in income from YouTube AdSense with no crazy skills. But I was determined to just focus on growing one business with no distractions. But before I took any action, I had to pick a service to offer. I daydreamed with my silent business partner for a couple days to make sure it was perfect, and it was. This is the journey of how I went from literally $0 to $10,000 a month. YouTube thumbnails. That's it. That's my specialty. Mr. Beast pays 10 grand for his thumbnails. So there's definitely money to be made, even for smaller YouTubers. It's a skill that I have and it's very in demand, even with the rise of AI image generation. It just doesn't understand why humans click on videos and it never truly can. I'm gonna get my non-FDA approved sauce away because I'm gonna target small finance creators that don't have the best thumbnails. Mainly because they should have money to pay for them versus a gaming creator who's just a brokey kid like me. And like, no hate to the small finance guys, but who actually clicked on this? I think now the next move in this first step is to build the branding for the agency and my portfolio so I can try to get that first client.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
I got straight to work, thinking and grinding like never before. I could not fail. There was only one option: make 10K in a month by the end of the 100 days or work at McDonald's forever. The first month's goal was from 0 to 1,000, which was the hardest part.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Tropic Social is the brand name. I know, super original. In fact, I used this last year when I did a video editing agency for a month. The portfolio is only my channel's thumbnails and a few friends, so there's not a whole lot there. But it should build up fairly quickly after I get my first client. Speaking of that, I'm moving on to step 2. Actually trying to get my first client and many more beyond that. I do already have my pricing figured out, but I don't really have an outreach plan. From what I've seen, a good way to get in touch with YouTubers is just to email them and DM them on their social media platforms. And I don't have any money at all for paid ads or really anything that requires money, so screw it, I'll just go with that. I'm gonna research the channels that could use my help and figure out what email script will get the most responses. I went back to work and locked in with anticipation of something truly special being born, but with nothing for certain, there was a glint of fear in the back of my mind. I've been researching channels for like 2 hours and I think I have a really solid list, but I worry that I won't even be able to get one client because I only have 50 people on that list. And assuming a 1% conversion rate, that's literally half a client. The finance niche is saturated for sure, but there's only so many channels I can find that consistently post and have garbage thumbnails. No offense, of course. I may need to find a new niche, but we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. With more doubt creeping in, I wasn't as focused as I should have been, but I kept pushing forward over the next day, crafting and refining my script until I thought it was perfect. Okay, my goal is simple for this next week. Get my first client and do as much as work as possible so I can build up my portfolio before outreaching again. I was about to start sending the emails when I got a text from my good friend Linda, who has his own agency. He started working with the channel in the finance space, and they needed a thumbnail guy. Hey, let's go. Definitely wasn't expecting this to happen so quick, but it looks like I got my first client without even outreaching or closing them. It definitely pays to have connections. And this is the perfect opportunity to build up my portfolio before I do actually send those cold messages and emails. So I can definitely have a better conversion rate when I do. I got situated with the team of the channel and built up a collection of a few favorite thumbnails of mine over the next few weeks. Not to mention the results. Views for the channel skyrocketed. It wasn't exactly 1 million views, but it was a start. It's finally time. I've gotten some experience making more thumbnails and had the results and images to back it up. I revisited my script and updated it a bit, and I think it should convert much better than before. The next few days will determine if I'm right though, so I'm a bit nervous if I'll even get replies. I manually sent out each email and personalized it for the creator. After spending several hours sending everything out, and by that I mean like 10 emails, I just sat in silence, wondering if I could really break through the ceiling that limited me from making money in the past. It's been a few days and I'm almost a third of the way into this journey. This first month I've already learned a lot and I earned a little bit of money to boot. In fact, taking a look at Stripe, I made a little over $1,000, so I hit my goal of 1K for the first month. Still nothing crazy and it's only the beginning, but it's definitely something to celebrate. Next month I want to 5x that and hit 5 grand. I truly believe I can do it because I recently already acquired 2 more clients. They don't post a ton, but I've raised my rates, so I'll be making more for less work. I've got another batch of outreach to do today, and then that'll be it for the finance space. I have a couple other niches in mind that would have money to pay for thumbnails, even if they're smaller creators. There we go, month 2, baby, let's get it. This is where things started to get interesting. I sent emails every day for a week with follow-ups, only to end up with results that left much to be desired. But I did feel on top of the world for a moment, until it all crumbled apart. My first batch of emails has definitely been successful. I've gotten 3 replies. One guy straight up said no after we went back and forth. One said he wanted to know more but didn't like my offer. Granted, I also may have the worst pitch ever, but the final one we're doing a demo with. I'm creating 3 thumbnails as a test for $150, so if that goes well, it could be huge. But it's certainly not a guarantee. 2 of my clients have worked out beautifully and we're doing well, but the one just fell apart. He had really bad communication, so I dropped them. I'm gonna go get to work on these demo thumbnails though. I'm up to 69 emails sent with follow-ups and maxed out my list in the niche. I know there's easier ways to send emails such as automated services and such, but I want each to be particular for that person. Although that's not working because I've gotten a mere 2 replies since the initial 3, and I botched those by not getting on a call because they both asked for my pricing, so I told them straight up in the email, which from what my friends have told me is a big no-no. I just don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't even like the process of it, and it feels like I'm learning everything from scratch. But I do actually enjoy the thumbnail work itself though. Hours passed, days passed, and eventually a couple weeks passed. I felt completely lost and the pressure was mounting. I was only at $800 for the month so far, nowhere close to my 5K goal. At the bottom of my pit, I arrived at a crossroads of whether I should give up, push through, or think outside the box. I'm officially changing my master scheme. The business model I'll be doing will no longer be service-based. Instead, I'm going back to something I've worked on and off for the last 2 years. Dropshipping. Yeah. I won't let you go. Which is a business model centered around a product and shipping it to the customer from a supplier directly without ever having inventory of your own. I really didn't like the process of the SMA thing at all. Before I start the business, I need to sharpen my skills to a new level and learn some new ones. I'll be taking the next couple weeks to study YouTube videos and read some books. I can't mess around at all with this. I have to take it serious. Because if you don't know, I've never had true success with dropshipping. And honestly, looking over the past couple years, I feel as if I just made videos about it and I never really tried that hard. I'm not going to be spending any money on advertising, so the success will solely depend on my skills to go viral. But that's in the future. For now, I got some studying to do. And study I did, creating a routine of watching and reading every day while also keeping up with the work from the SMA clients just to make money and pay bills. After about 10 days, I crossed off the books, videos, and courses from my list to learn from, finally ready to take action fervently.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
It's time to get started on this e-commerce business. But before I do that, I officially made 2K this month from the thumbnail business, so that's pretty high. So now I just need 8K next month. That's a little daunting, considering my bank accounts don't even have that much combined. So, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. There's 4 phases to dropshipping. The first is the product. The ideal product is unique, solves a problem, and has broad appeal. Not much exciting happened here, but the researching and studying I was doing were the building blocks of the business I was starting. If they weren't solid, everything would collapse, which turned out to be very true later on. I got my product. It was only $12 on Amazon. After spying on winning ads, products, and organic videos for what felt like centuries, this one, it's the one. Well, it better be. It's a phone holder for a laptop. It's super useful for cheating on tests and other activities for college students. I think I'll sell it for $19.99 because after all expenses, I'll make $12.92 in profit. But with that figured out, I can move on to phase 2, which is the branding in the store itself. Nasozo is the name, and this is my logo, but I still need to build a website. I'm using Shopify to build it, and as you may know, it's normally $39 per month, and that's way too much for me at this stage. So I partnered up with Shopify to give me and you 3 months for free. Well, it's $1, but with inflation, it's essentially free. Built with enthusiasm, over the next 2 days, I built the best store I possibly could to convert as many customers as possible. Before I finish this store, I'm gonna do phase 3. It's really not that drastically dramatic, but ad creatives is what I must do next. It does help that the phone holder hasn't really been seen before besides the one viral hit, so it should do good. But it's time to film with it and get high quality shots of the product. So later on, I filmed the creatives in my bedroom. This is my brand new super ultimate legendary Shopify dropshipping store. It's gonna make me 10K next month.
I smell cat.
Most people are gonna end up on the landing page, and that's the link I'll promote in my bios and in my comment section. But if someone ventures off into the wilderness, aka the homepage, it's super trustworthy. With the first few steps out of the way, only more difficult times are ahead. I've edited the first 3 ads and all the social media pages are set. Here's what the first one looks like. Now I'm gonna do this first ad post. Nah, phase 4 is a go. Let's get it. I'm 98% positive this product will work, so my copywriting and shots of this product will either make this or break it. Even though it was just my first post, I was super antsy to see results. I couldn't accept a L, not at this point. So the post did and I may have forgotten to mention something about a week or so ago. I started a side store that I truly thought I could run up organically really quick by reposting viral TikToks on both Instagram and YouTube. Every single video I posted on 3 YouTube channels and 2 Instagram accounts for a week had absolutely 0 views. I don't know what I did wrong. Last year this worked, at least in terms of getting views. And by the way, this is the store that I built for that. I went pretty much all out with upsells, bundles, discounts, and everything. It took a lot of time to get no results. Not to mention, I may have slipped in my favorite product of all time onto this store.
I got a new pair of balls today.
What do you mean by that?
But even my balls couldn't get any views. That's why I'm gonna buy the water blasters off of Amazon and remix some of the clips I made last year for the water balls. I just want a chance to get visitors on my store. That's it. So maybe trying 2 stores with everything going on right now is a bit much, but I need this to work. It has to. Right? By any means, I was gonna get to 10K a month. Everything would change once I hit that number, or so I thought. So I locked in and day out, knowing what had to be around the corner.
Push a P.
Ya boy got promoted.
Sensational.
I'm no longer just the thumbnail guy for my top client. My new pronouns are Tropic times YouTube Guru. I also ideate and script videos now. For though I'm now making 3K a month recurring from him, so that's like the biggest W I could have. I mean, I still have like 7K to go from there, but still, that's huge. I have another 2 potential thumbnail clients through my friend's agency, but we'll see if it really happens. I'm not gonna count on it. So that puts me at roughly 4K a month with for sure 4 clients. Now, funny enough, somebody actually responded to one of those emails I sent from Tropic Social a couple months ago. And after a little back and forth where I mentioned I'm not just a thumbnail guy anymore, I can do a little bit of everything. I got a meeting with him next week, so I'm actually really nervous about that because I've never done a call like that before. But I'm still pumped though. While things were definitely trending upwards, something still nagged me down that I couldn't quite shake. I've been seriously considering if dropshipping is really the best move to get me to 10K because I've had absolutely no luck with this phone holder. TikTok has been dry, Instagram has been dry, and YouTube has just been a freaking desert these past 5 days. I'm definitely not opposed to rebranding and trying a different product, but I still think it's a skill issue. I'm simply not good enough yet at creating viral videos, so I'll keep going. A big thing going on in my head right now is I have the results and the confidence in my YouTube skills and knowledge to pull views for people, so should I just focus on my agency? I just don't know. Being torn on the inside didn't slow me down from my working though. I grinded on thumbnails, dropshipping creatives, and my own channel's videos. I ended up not doing the water blaster ad creatives after watching a video on YouTube where someone ran up the blasters at 10K a month, but supposedly ran into a ton of returns and chargebacks. I had a new idea in mind for the dropshipping business, but I still wasn't sure if I had the time or even wanted to do it. I just had my meeting with that potential client from the cold email. I'll do a test thumbnail and title for him for free. Yeah, normally I wouldn't do this, but I really want to work with him. Of course, for future work, I pitched $100 for video packaging, but if I did strategy, ideation, and some scripting, I'd do 2K a month for 4 videos. Everything depends on how his next video does. No pressure. That afternoon, I went for a walk and really contemplated why I wanted $10,000 a month and beyond. What was I really chasing? I know I don't want to be a normie NPC that just works, buys junk, and survives.
The system needs slaves.
Living paycheck to paycheck, hating their job, boss, and life.
None of this works without wages.
What I want is to provide for myself, my parents, and maybe one day even my family, but through my own means. It's not just about the money. It's about the journey to get there and to strive for something bigger and greater than just me. That's my purpose, my why. After I settled on my deeper why, my goal was clearer than ever, but I had a tough decision to make. As far as dropshipping, I'll continue with Nasozo and the phone holder for just a bit longer, and then if nothing happens, I know I should probably just focus on 1 or 2 businesses max, but
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm not giving up. I don't like that I've never beaten the dropshipping game in the 2 years that I've been trying to do it. I'm gonna freaking win. So yeah, I'll stick with dropshipping and have 3 businesses total, except I'll switch it up and do a niche store with multiple products to test. The only issue is I want to do a beauty niche store, and last I checked, I'm a dude, so I can't do the ad creatives myself. So I will set aside a budget to pay for ads. Yes, exactly what I said I wouldn't do before, but I'm gonna do this right. I won't launch for a couple weeks, so that'll give me ample time to plan everything out carefully and launch correctly. Before planning out my dropshipping moves, a potential client of mine posted a video after I met with them again, and it had been a couple days, so we met up for the 3rd time to discuss our future together. Boy, do I have some big news. I got 2 new thumbnail clients, both referred by friends and are paying $150 each right now. And the free trial client, well, let's just say his video performed about as bad as it gets. But I'm still working with him. I even did a couple future videos and a couple revamps that are gonna be paying $100 each. This is huge, but even still, I'm starting to realize that just doing thumbnails is not really gonna get the job done. And it's pretty taxing mentally and creatively. So I need to get this dropshipping store up ASAP. But in the meantime, I have a couple more potential clients for not only thumbnails, but also full service YouTube management. Also in the works, thanks to referrals. So I'm super pumped that the agency is starting to scale up a little bit, even if I haven't done outreach or anything like that. And honestly, this just makes me really question my decision. What if I just hired a bunch of people and just tried to scale the crap out of the agency? With doubt creeping in my mind already, I was not in a good place mentally for the rest of the day. But the next day, good news made everything better. My first 3K payment finally hit. Words cannot describe how happy and proud I am right now. I also just got paid out a ban from the client that I almost lost. 4K in a week and 5K over the last 28 days. Yes, sir, baby. We going crazy now. I know that's 60 bands a year, all right? That's nothing crazy, but y'all gotta understand. But I was a brokey a couple months ago. We not done though. This ain't over. We got a long way to go. We not done. But this is progress. And on top of all this, yeah, I can't believe it either, I'm meeting a potential full service client. I'm really nervous about that one. Iman Gods, he literally follows this guy on Instagram and he casually said, I'll be in Dubai next week. I'm pretty sure the dude's the same age as me. That's pretty wild. I think I'm aiming for a 5K a month package with 4 long form videos that includes scripting, titles, and thumbnails. Along of course with the video ideas and strategy. I wouldn't do everything myself, but I definitely hire maybe a script writer, for sure an editor, and of course I'll do the thumbnails and stuff myself. It would still be a lot of work regardless. If I can get this, I'd be at the 10K a month mark and I wouldn't even need the dropshipping store. But I don't want to get my hopes up. Let's see what happens. With all of the Tropic social work occupying my time, I didn't have much extra to focus on the dropshipping brand or my own personal brand. I mean, I did utilize a couple TikTok binges to find some good products, but besides that, it was hard. I started keeping track of my time and realized I wasn't efficient with it at all. I wanted to work 70 hours a week, but I was only working about 40-ish, so I needed to maximize my time better in the final couple weeks. I just got off the call with Boyan, and it was definitely positive. He's just super focused on getting clients for his agency through his channel. He's pretty niche and wants to stay that way to target 7 to 8 figure brands. But he wanted to do a trial month, so I said 2.5 grand and he countered with 2K. So not bad. I won't get paid till the end of the month, but I'm still gonna count that towards my 10K monthly total because I need all the help I can get here. Don't judge me. I reached out to a friend to see if I could steal one of his editors, and as far as costs, I can do it for about $500, leaving $1,500 profit. There's a lot of work involved with that, but pretty doggone solid. A couple of the potential thumbnail clients I had in the works didn't work out, unfortunately. They just didn't respond even after being referred. But now it's time to get this dropshipping store off the ground. For the next couple of days, I decided on 3 products to test and sell on my store. I was going to do UGC to start, but I ended up just yoinking some TikToks and making my own to test. And finally, grinded on the store, trying to make it my best ever. I put in the extra work that I hadn't in the past to ensure it would be the perfect store, working over 12 hours on it.
It's 9 a.m. You better clock the in.
This is my new dropshipping store that will make $4,000 profit in the next 10 days. Am I slightly crazy to say that when I've only made 4K revenue my entire life dropshipping? Also, I may or may not have made up a fake story about a girl starting a small business and highlighted that on my homepage. And I also may or may not have copied a few stores and kind of blended them all together. But this store turned out almost perfect. The homepage alone, sheesh, I'd buy it if I were a girl. The product pages themselves seem pretty appealing to girls, at least I think. So take that with a grain of salt, but I'm on to finishing the creatives next. I'm going all out for these. I had less than 10 days to hit the 10K goal. I just needed a mere 3 or 4 bands profit. So depending on the profitability, somewhere around $10,000 in revenue from the store. Yeah, this was gonna be nearly impossible. Huh? I finished up 9 creatives, 3 for each product. Here's what a couple of them look like. I also have the TikTok ads set up to run at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I found out I can't run one of the products, at least right now, because the ads show too much skin, and they were all rejected. In fact, all 3 were. So that leaves me with 2 to run on TikTok, where I'm using biaheza's course testing strategy, but a little condensed and cheaper. Although if it spends everything, I could be at like $360 of spend per day, which can add up pretty quick. I'm definitely gonna have to monitor the ads like a hawk and catch the bad creatives before they do too much damage. After all this work, I better wake up to a ton of Shopify notifications tomorrow. If not, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to adjust and figure something out that this is gonna work. I went to bed that night with probably the biggest excitement, nervousness, and anticipation I'd ever had. Huh? The ads have been spending like crazy, but the sales haven't been coming in like crazy. In fact, the sales haven't come in at all. I'm hoping this is just the ads optimization or something, because I really thought this was it. It's almost the end of the night, so to wrap up the day, I spent almost $200 on ads with barely 100 visitors and just a couple added carts. Rough going for sure. Now I have to adapt and improvise. I think my scripts were good, but I used an AI voice. I'm gonna pay some random girl on Fiverr to do some voiceovers for me, since I'm in contact with so many girls and I just don't want to bother any of them. I think I'll redo some hooks too while I'm at it. Honestly, this is really depressing because I planned on everything taking off from here because of all the hard work I put into it and years I put into it, really. But yeah, this just this is a head scratcher for me. I just gotta shake this off and get better. Although I said the right things at the time to seem motivated, just that one day crushed me. I didn't get the ads up and going again until a couple days later. Ads numbers were not great, but I had to spend the rest of the $500 I loaded up in the account so I could get the ad credit. So I just let it spend out. I turned off specific creatives during the 2 days that were performing really bad just to make sure the best ads got the most spend, but even that didn't help. The next 2 days, I did get 2 sales off of 150-ish visitors, so at least there was a little bit of light at the end of the graveyard.
Put the wages back where they belong.
Yeah, guys, I just don't know. I'm just like not meant to do dropshipping or something. I feel like it could be that meme where I'm like this close, but at the same time, feels like it's a bazillion miles away. Is my stuff really that bad? Am I delusional? Am I dumb? Am I stupid? Am I retarded?
You not a different breed. You just different. You're weird. Goofball.
Just when my self-confidence was building up, it's all crashed down again. I just don't know. Oh yeah, and by the way, I lost a 2K a month trial client. He just never filmed the video. I don't know. So I'm right back to 5K a month, halfway to my goal. Sick. Realistically, to get another 5K, I might just have to start an OF or Feed Finder. I mean, I think these are the main options I have right now. I can sell the same products, but buy UGC ads to try and get a better click-through rate, or try to find new products in this niche, or switch it up completely, or just give up and try to scale the agency that I absolutely hate doing. Or...
Oh, it went to 0!
Between my burnout and confidence lost, it was almost as if I was back where I was a month ago, and nothing really changed. So I turned 21, didn't hit my goal of hitting 10K a month, and started my new year almost as depressed as my last 5 birthdays. It only got worse when one of my friends hit 10K a month in 3 months, and suddenly I felt left out. Over the next couple weeks, I just went into NPC mode, just doing thumbnails and barely enough to make the 5,000, not pushing myself beyond my limits like I needed to. But then there was a special trip that changed my perspective. Traffic Social update number 420. I lost another client and got fired and was replaced in 1 day. Yeah. For the past couple weeks, I got new UGC videos for the dropshipping store and came up with a new testing strategy because, well, I have money to blow in a way.
Round 2.
I mean, I might as well spend it and get like 5 sales. But I know now for sure dropshipping won't be my focus. I finally decided on a master scheme. I went back and forth on this and other decisions for weeks, but Traffic Social will officially be an agency. I feel as if there's a gap in the market in done-for-you content. How do I know this? All the business owners I've had as clients and seen from my friends' agencies, they just want to show up and film. I didn't really care about the little details, just the results. So I want to come in and build my offer around that. If I do this right, with just one client, I could hit 10K a month. Something I've gotten really good at is creating content. Whether it's coming up with viral ideas, scripting videos, or of course, making banger thumbnails. So I want to leverage my skills and expertise to build an organic brand through content. This way I can speak to my ideal clients and have them come to me, rather than me seeking someone out and trying to convince them. Because talking to people in sales isn't exactly my strong suit. This is going to take a lot of time to plan out, but once it's in motion, I think it's really going to take off. I worked on the dropshipping store, starting the ads up and monitoring them. You know the drill by now.
Excuse me, sir, what do you do for a living?
I make YouTube thumbnails for a living, unfortunately.
Damn.
Here in my backyard. Little update. The dropshipping store. The sales are going crazy, bro. I'm a certified Shopify guru now. Let me pull up the dashboard. Let me refresh it one time for y'all. Look at this. I'm him. I'm just that dude now. So I ran up the store for a month in total, and this was during this time and after, by the way. So the beauty store did $1,200 in revenue, and after taking away all product costs and fees, I was left with $889 in profit. With ad costs factored in, I would have lost $1,500. Thank goodness for that TikTok $2,500 ad credit though, or I would have really been down bad. In other breaking news, I've got most of the systems in place for the agency, so now I just need to brainstorm the actual organic content and film it. I'm super pumped for that, but I can't help but regret not starting my entrepreneurial journey sooner. I definitely feel behind in life when there's 15-year-old millionaires, and here I am struggling to get to 10K a month. I know everyone's on their own path and timeline, but I mean, what the heck was I doing when I was 15?
Oh, give me that. Oh, I'll go all the way, Duncan.
I also regret holding on to dropshipping way too long and being emotional with it. I think I was also scared to succeed in a way because I didn't want to push myself to change. I wasted hours just doing nothing while someone else was grinding to live my dream. All of this leads me to a realization. Over the past several months, I've grown my income and my skills, but as a person, both physically and mentally, honestly, I think I've gone downhill. So while I keep leveling up my income over the next several weeks, I'm actually gonna take care of my body and mind. Stop the cap. Hopefully this all works out. We'll see. Over the next couple weeks, I finished my game plan to launch Traffic Social and content strategy. I'm just about ready to launch, but there's a few things I have to finish up first. Here's a peek into my Notion. Yeah, I'm one of those guys now. So I'm at an event right now on how to grow and scale your agency called Agency Lab Live, and I should hopefully learn a thing or two to help me out. Right now I'm scripting the organic long form and short form content, all along with planning out my Twitter threads and a newsletter. Yeah, I never thought I'd do this much writing, yet here I am. I'm grinding to get the first months of content all done. So once I've got everything ready, we'll officially get this show on the road. While in Miami, which I went to because of my role on my client's team, I put in some work at the event, but now without a little fun because when in Miami, nope, this is about as good as it got. So I'm back home now, but I'm moving out. Yeah, like, moving. It's only for 6 months, but I'm gonna be moving to Denver to live with one of my best friends, Lyndon, to work with one of our clients. And we're partnering up on the high-ticket offer that I mentioned before, so things could ramp up real quick. This has been in the works for a while, but I wasn't really sure if it was gonna happen, so I didn't mention anything. But literally in a few days, I'm driving from Chicago to Denver to change my life. I know even at this stage, I'm still a peasant, but this is a big step for me. All these trips I've been on in the past couple months have been so enlightening. Now I just need to put in the work and make this bread. For now, I gotta go pack up. Full car check. Even if it's only temporary, this is gonna be wild. I'm about halfway through and I had to make a quick pit stop for the night. This driving is getting pretty annoying. But I've made progress because the first few scripts are done and are ready for me to film. I may have gone down to only making about 4K a month after losing some thumbnail clients that I've been slating for. But if and when this works out, let's just say I'll be able to buy my dream car. Can't think about the future and get too far ahead of myself though. I gotta continue to put in the work first. After I spent the night at a hotel and made it to my destination the next day, this was my apartment. Of course, my first place besides my parents, so this was monumental for me. Emotions aside, this place was pretty sick. It did cost a bag though, but I guess that's the real world. Okay, maybe not quite, but we are here now. And I just realized I really did drive 14 hours to find out I don't have any toilet paper though. While I got adjusted to the new environment with my roommate, coworker, and business partner Lyndon, I actually started working more than I ever had before. I think this is because of the change of scenery. Well, and because I have a ton of bills to pay now and I got no money left. Well guys, here we freaking go, baby. The videos are off to the editors and I just posted my first thread, so I'm excited to see where this leads. I did realize though, if I get inbound leads, which means potential clients, I gotta close them somehow. Pretty sure my sales skill level is at like -0, so that's pretty sick. And to make matters worse, so Lyndon, what's gonna happen? So Lyndon, what's gonna happen if I don't get one client closed by the end of the month?
Dude, you're gonna have to pay a full month of rent. That's over 3K. And bro, I know you don't got that in the bank account.
Hey, you gonna see me locked in like a madman, bro. Before I could even get my own content going though, something insane happened.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh? It definitely is.
Guys, we got our first client. Let's go! Lyndon clicks up and closed a 4-month deal for 30K, 7.5K per month. It's a little less than our 10K offer, but we had to get one deal under our belts first. This is actually surreal. I'm at 11.5 grand per month in revenue in total right now. That's a major W, bro. Let's go. But something does feel off. I don't know what it is though. The hype was short-lived as we already hit some early struggles with our first full-service client.
It's 3:06 a.m. We have to get this script turned out for this client tomorrow. We had a freelancer who did not do the best job, so we're literally rewriting the entire script. This is the first script we've delivered for this client, and his content before us was good. So like we are struggling to make this work, but this is the path to 100K. This is like the journey. It's like these moments where, bro, you question like whether you should be doing this, and I think it's these moments that make or break people.
This has not been a hot experience. Got me rethinking life out here, bro. If y'all trying to start a 10K month agency, script write. Learn how to write words, please.
Yeah, but we need you. We need you, bro. We'll pay you. We'll pay you $300 a script. Just hit us up, please, bro.
Please! We got the script done and everything worked out okay, but we had to plug that hole immediately. I realized that 10K a month revenue just didn't really feel like much when you split everything with a partner. It just felt so wrong, so I had to get to the 10K a month profit for me, or else this wouldn't be right. Because technically after all costs, I'd make 1K a month for that client. So I was really only making 5K a month, which was worse than where I was at in the summer back in Chicago. So it's now 2024, and well, I still haven't posted a video. Only because I've had so much trouble trying to get editors to actually work, for both long form and short form too. So I'm just trying to navigate that whole mess as soon as possible. Not to mention, I need editors for our clients as well, because we got another one for 5K a month, but the client thankfully covers the expenses. I have to handle short form content, and I don't have a short form editor, so that's a problem. Oh, and also our first full service client didn't like our scripts, and we just hired a scriptwriter for $3,000 a month, so that's a problem. Things are a bit muddy right now, that's for sure. I'm up to 17K a month in revenue and about 8K-ish in profits.
Started from the bottom, now we way up.
And my Twitter is at 150 followers in 2 weeks, which isn't anything crazy, but hey, I'll take it. The main thing right now is getting the YouTube channel off of the ground, because that's my main lead generation source. And speaking of leads, I mentioned earlier that I'll end the video when I hit 10K a month profit. There's only one right way to do that: when I close my first client for this offer. As I reflected on 2023, I realized what a journey it had been. I mean, in the winter and spring of the year, I was making a couple $100 a month, if that, and I just had a near $20,000 a month. Definitely not the fastest person to do it, but it meant so much. But even that doesn't mean things were smooth sailing from here. These updates have gotten a lot farther apart, but now it's just about February of 2024, and a lot has happened. First off, that 7.5K client only stayed for 1 month, and we lost money after all expenses. Definitely a learning experience. So much so that me and Lyndon are actually shutting down that offer. It's been a nightmare to fulfill, and it might seem like we're just giving up after hitting a little roadblock, but logically, it's the best move for the long term. I'm starting a new offer on my own that should crush. It's got higher margins, but costs a lot less for the client, so it's an easier ask. Also, my first video finally went live, and I paid $1,500 in total for that video. After the first editor didn't do it to my liking, and including thumbnail costs, yeah. But now I have a really good editor. The only issue is he costs $1,000 per video. And one more issue is that the video only has 200 views at this point. Yeah, not what I planned, especially when it was more of a VSL type video for the full service offer, which obviously I'm not even running anymore. Really, I just made a bunch of poor decisions and just have to accept the L here. But everything isn't bad. I'm cooking up a new offer called ViralLab.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
But it's gonna take some time to get all this set in motion. Also, not that it matters that much, but I did lose all but 2 thumbnail clients. It's actually good because I don't do the work anymore, but I am missing some side income. And as far as money overall, yeah, let's not talk about that yet. Over the next couple weeks, I focused on building my new offer and not on anything else until the unimaginable happened. So it's been just about a year since I started this video and challenge. It's taken way longer than I expected to get where I am, and it's my own fault. I didn't work hard enough, I didn't change fast enough, and I didn't adapt quick enough. I see that now. But you know what else I see? 10K a month profit, baby. It wasn't just this past year that made all this happen. It was the years of running YouTube, theme pages, and just stacking skills.
Work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work. Boom.
This is just the beginning. 100,000 a month, I'm coming for you. But first, I'm gonna get something else I've dreamed of for years.